Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue with the first chapter, that is Internet Basics. In the last class, we have discussed web terms and meaning of Internet, network, all such topics. I think those topics are clear to you. And few queries of the students I got that what they have to write. See, students, no need to write all of the topics. In the end of the chapter, I will be giving you an exercise. You are supposed to write only those questions in your notebook. Just you can learn the topics, you can go through by the topics and ask about your problems. So let us continue with our chapter, that is chapter 1, Internet Basics, and the web terms we were discussing. I am continuing with the same today. Today we have to discuss the term that is web browser. See, every time whenever you have to work with the net, you have to open any of the website, what you people used to do, you used to open Internet Explorer, somebody opens Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, like that. What these are known as? These are known as web browsers. In the technical word, we can state that web browser is an application software which is used to see the contents of web pages or website. We need a special kind of software known as web browser to explore the web. There are two kinds of the web browser. One is the text web browser, which supports only the text, means it displays only the text-based information. Second one is a graphical web browser, which supports both the text and the graphic information. That is a graphical web browser that we are making the use in the routine also. We are using it. Internet Explorer, Firefox, Netscape Navigator, Safari, Google Chrome, Opera, etc. And the most important one question arises, what was the first graphical web browser? That was the Mosaic. Next is World Wide Web, WWW. This is the most important term. World Wide Web is also called the web. This is also known as W3. It is a set of programs, standards, protocols that allow the multimedia and hypertext files to be created and displayed over the internet. It has few features, or we can state it has attributes like user-friendly. WWW resources work smoothly with the most web browsers such as Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, etc. It supports multimedia documents. We can open any audio, video, animation, text, any file. It supports interactivity. WWW provides interactivity. We can make the use of hyperlinks, input boxes, that is the text boxes or the check boxes. WWW supports frames also. Frames which permits us to display more than one section on a web page. Next is a protocol. In the last class also we discussed about the protocol in short. Now I am going to tell the detail of the protocol. What are the protocols? See, very basic query, that is why traffic lights are there? To avoid the accident. Same is with the net. As we know that millions of computers are communicating with each other on the internet. So there should be something like a set of rules for effective communication. These are known as protocols. Protocols are the set of rules that govern the exchange of data over the network of internet connection. There are various protocols. Few of them are TCPIP, that stands for Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol. This is a basic communication protocol and its detail we will learn in the after next topic. Next is HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, a protocol that transmits the hypertext over the network. This is also a communication protocol. This protocol is used by the web browser and the web server to communicate with each other. Next is SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. This is an email protocol which is basically used to tell the format of email. Next is FTP, file transfer protocol. This protocol is used to transfer the files from the server and the client computer. VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. It allows the delivery of voice communication over the IP addresses. Next is the POP, Post Office Protocol. This is also an email protocol. It works like a post office which retains the mail till it is get forward. IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol. It is a standard protocol for accessing the email from our local server, for example, broadband mechanisms. Three are the basically email protocols: SMTP, POP, IMAP. Next is a hypertext and hyperlinks. Hypertext, as we know that very well, whenever you are surfing with the net, we are opening any of the website. Website is a collection of web pages. How we can proceed from one web page to another web page? By clicking on any of the text, any of the image. That term is known as hypertext. Means hypertext is the text that appears on the page on which we can click and reach to another page with which it is linked. Hypertext is a combination of hyperlink, means simply the text, icon, graphic or any multimedia. Next is a web address and URL. As web is a collection of various web pages that makes our websites. Each web page has a unique address, that is a web address. A web address identifies the location of any of the web page on the internet. And on the web addresses are called as URL. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. As the name is indicating to you, this is uniform, means this will be the unique, and resource locator, which is used to locate any of the resource. Means you can find any of the website, any of the web page if you are well familiar by its web address. There are various parts of URL. Very first comes the name of the protocol. As you used to see also, each and every website gets started with by default HTTP. That is the name of the protocol. Next is the domain name that tells about a specific computer. Third one is the path which tells the location of the file. Like this is making you the clear HTTP www.microsoft.com at home default.aspx. This is making it clear to you. I have depicted it, described it. HTTP is the name of the protocol and www, the site, is on the part of internet. Microsoft.com is telling us the domain name where it is registered. At home is the folder name and the actual file is default.aspx. We have to discuss now the types of URL. There are three types of URL: absolute, relative and the fragment. Absolute URL, it specifies the exact location of the file directory on the internet. This is independent URL, means this is complete in itself. This is not dependent on anyone. Whenever we are mentioning the complete path of a file, complete web address we are mentioning, like with the protocols, domain name, folder and the file, that is an absolute URL. For example, http www.microsoft.com abca.html. Second one is a relative URL. This is also known as partial URL, which is dependent on absolute URL. It points to a file directory in relation to the present file or directory. For example, a.html. This is not complete one. This is the dependent on the absolute one. Third one is a fragment URL. It refers to a particular location or the path in a particular document. The fragment identifier is separated from the URL by using #sign. Practically, you will learn it while doing HTML. Next one is domain name. It is a text name corresponding to numeric IP address of a computer on the internet. See, there are two types of addressing system. One is a character based, second is a numeric one. Internet users access the website using the domain name. Like anytime we have to find out, open any of the website, we used to write the character based addressing system. That is known as domain name. It may have two or more parts separated by the dots. For example, google.com, yahoo.com. What are the domain abbreviations? At the end, we used to see of each and every website like .gov, .mil, .net, .com. What are these? These are domain abbreviations which make it clear about the website. Means either it will be at the end indicating the type of the organization or indicating the country name. Like few of them I have mentioned on the screen also, you can see to it. Info stands for informational organization, GOV stands for government, MIL for military, net for network resources, com for commercial, EDU for educational, ORG for non-profit organization. Some domain abbreviations for the countries are also there, like .in for India, AU for Australia, FR for France, NZ for New Zealand, and UK for United Kingdom. These abbreviations are important as for the expansion for the 1 mark. Next is a domain name system. Domain name system basically translates the domain names, that is in character based name, into the IP addresses. It also stores many types of information with the domain names. DNS can specify the technical functionality of the database services. As we know, we make the use of naming scheme, like that is a character based, that is a domain name. It is to be get converted at the server end to the IP address, that is a numeric address. That is a task of DNS. Numeric computer IP address, as we have also discussed, that is a number based addressing system. How it is get used? There are the four parts, means separated by the three periods, three dots, and each part contains the digits from 0 to 255. This is also unique in itself, means no two machines can have same IP address, and they are also global and standardized. For example, AAA.AAA.AAA.AAA. Here AAA stands for any of the numeric digits that stands from 0 to 255. I have given one example also. 162.192.1 means it is not necessary there should be the three digits. It can be one. It should lie between the 0 to 255 only. 0.89. This is our IP address. Next is a web portal. Any of the website that has hyperlink to many other websites. Normally, if you are working with Yahoo, you can open the Rediff website. You are working with the Google, you can open any another website. These are the examples of web portal. Next comes intranet. This is same as with your internet, but intranet is a collection of private computer networks within an organization. It is known as corporate portal or private business network. In the class 9, we have discussed this very term in the detail. Just for the 1 mark in the brief, you can learn this very definition. Next, what is the working of internet? How internet works? See, as we know, computers on the internet are connected to each other through small networks, and these networks are connected through the gateway to the internet backbone. Now, all the computers or internet communicate with each other by using a protocol that is TCPIP, Basic Communication Protocol. What is the task of this TCPIP? See, why we are calling it a basic communication protocol? The very first task of the TCP is to break the complete message into small packets, yes, small parts. Each part is known as packet. Each packet contains the actual data, and the second task at the destination end of the TCP is to collect all the packets that is sent by one TCP by the sender end. If the packets are sent to the another end at the destination end, the TCP will collect all the packets and we rearrange the packets. If they are not in a sequence order, it will rearrange all the packets to generate the original message. And what is the task of IP? That is the most important, where the packets is to be get sent. It handles the address part of each packet. This is the task of IP. Each gateway on the network checks this address to see where to forward the message. See beta, these were the basic terms that we have discussed. In the next class, we will complete our first chapter. Till that, you can go through by these all topics. I will try to take one online class, interaction class, so that you can ask about your problems. Till that, just learn these topics, go through by these topics and note down your problems, so that when we will be having a live session, you can ask your queries. Okay, bache, take care. Bye.